Hello and welcome to the Ivan Show. On this episode, I host Mr. Stephen Mbasani, the educationist and a teacher at Kololo SS. Every one of us knows that Mandela is a historical politician and many people follow him. He said education is the major tool to change the society. But in Uganda, we have always had issues to do with education given the increasing unemployment. Now with this educationist on the panel, is going to break down for us how Uganda can thrive with its education system. Welcome to the show and thanks so much for allowing to speak to us.
Oh wow, thank you so much for hosting me. I'm glad to be here to speak about the education issues of Uganda.
Do you think education is changing our society as Ugandans given the increasing unemployment?
Yes, I think so, and it ought to. One, in the recent past, National Curriculum Development Center and the Ministry of Education have rolled out a new curriculum, the competence-based curriculum. I'm sure when all of us pick the ingredients of the new curriculum, it will have an impact on society and the country as a whole.
Before we delve deeper in the new curriculum,
Yes.
what's wrong with the old curriculum?
Okay, the old curriculum mainly looked at one aspect of the person, and that's the head. It was knowledge-based. It is knowledge-based. The outgoing curriculum is knowledge-based. We were given opportunity to learn something and reproduce it. We are given a lot of content. We mastered it or crammed it and reproduced it the way it was. At the end of the day, we couldn't use it. And so it focused so much on knowledge. And that is why you find that we have a lot of brilliant people with a lot of knowledge about several aspects of things around us, but they cannot use that knowledge. And that is a problem because we need a whole person.
The teachers implementing the new curriculum are the same teachers who studied the old curriculum.
Yes.
Do you think they have been trained enough to handle the new curriculum?
The training is ongoing. We are talking about long life learning, that we cannot stop learning. We are undergoing a transition. The government of Uganda, through National Curriculum Development Center, has been doing a lot of training. At one time we shall get there. I cannot say enough because we are saying learning is continuous. Every day we must be willing to unlearn, relearn, and learn new things. Otherwise, the day we try to pretend that now we have been trained enough, then somehow we shall get stuck. So we are under transformation. The trainings are really ongoing, and I think it is a good gesture. I hope the trainings will continue, and we shall get there.
Now, the guest I'm speaking with is a seasoned teacher at Kololo SS, one of the historical schools, and he has been in teaching profession for some good time. Whatever he's speaking from an informed point of view.
Sure.
But I want to first understand the challenges. What were those challenges that we are mainly facing the old curriculum, because we are still in a transition that you think will not hinder the new curriculum?
The problems that have been facing the old curriculum, one is teacher support, continuous professional development. Teachers need to do continuous professional development to be able to cope with the emerging needs. We need to have to embrace the paradigm of flexibility. It has not been so much in the past, and it is something that we need to embrace now. Teacher support, the learners believe in us a lot, and if we are not learning the trends of new things, then certainly we are going to continue getting stuck in the challenges of the old curriculum. So for now, I would think about continuous professional development for the teachers, because the world is dynamic. We are going through a lot of things changing, and the teacher must first change before they are able to change the learners. The old curriculum gave us a lot of mental barriers. We got stuck somewhere and thought, yeah, it is us. And the people, the children, the community call us masters. You know, we are the ones who know it all, and therefore it is us who must give it to them and then receive it back verbatim. So I think continuous professional development for the teachers is key, especially in the new competence-based curriculum, because learning is a lifelong thing. It is something that must be seen to be, we must be on top of the game, being able to see the situations as they are and be able to apply what we teach.
Now, when you consult some schools, you will understand that some exams did not happen, they were postponed. Actually, I think majority of schools did not have that examination or assessment, because at senior 3 with new curriculum, they are supposed to be assessed. They didn't happen. Do you think the introduction of new curriculum was timely?
Yes, I think it is even long overdue. The introduction of a competence-based curriculum should have taken place long time ago. Me, I think it was done. It is timely for now. It has been introduced. Yes, I think it should have been done earlier.
Then why is it that we are having these challenges from the word go? Because now, maybe in Kororo, you are one of the schools that we think all these things are practiced. You are role models of everyone. Did you have these examinations for senior 3s?
I don't want to call them challenges. I would prefer to call them opportunities. You know, every time you have a challenge, you need to look at the opportunities beyond the challenge. For now, we may look at it as a challenge, but the products of the new curriculum are certainly going to be better people. So I don't want to look at the problems, the implementation problems that we are going through as really challenges, but maybe as opportunities that we as the teachers, the parents, the learners, just ought to learn from. It is something that people should be learning from. Why are we having this as challenges? What can we do to solve them? Because that's what competence-based curriculum is. So that at the end of the day, we are not looking at challenges per se, but we are looking at opportunities that come with problems. Remember, every problem is an opportunity to create employment.
Are you aware that some teachers are still using the old version of teaching a new curriculum in class?
Oh yes, because of the mental barriers created in us by the old curriculum.
But the government is having a role to mentor and train teachers who are going, because for me, I imagine a half-baked teacher getting into class to teach students who are also green about what he's going to teach them. Now, how do you expect the products to be very different from the old curriculum?
Well, and that is why I want to overemphasize the point of continuous professional development for the teachers, because the teacher must learn every day so that they are competent enough to deliver what is expected. And this is something that everybody needs to get interested in. I'm happy that you people in the media are getting interested in this, because by multiplier effect, it will reach some policy or decision makers to get to understand that, oh, I think we have work to do. We need to capacity build these teachers to help them deliver what they are expected to deliver. This, what you are saying, is key, especially in education, because as teachers, if we are capacity built to do what we are expected to do, then the half-bakedness you are talking about comes in. But this is it is a beginning point. Like we call it a new curriculum. All of us are new in it. The teachers are new in it. The learners are new in it. The community is new in it. The parents are new in it. And therefore, there needs to be information flow. I'm grateful to you that you are taking interest in this, because a lot of people definitely are going to learn something from this, including the policymakers of this country, and have an input on continuous professional development for our teachers. They need it so that they are able to meet the needs of the transformation that has come with the implementation of a new competence-based curriculum.
How are teachers being trained? Because for me, I'm so much interested in how long, where, and how are they being trained? Because they are given short time to train students for 4 years. That is the key. On your staff, how are teachers progressing with the training?
Okay, one is that to qualify as a teacher, you have gone through teacher training. And that is the basic principle for us to go to class. To qualify to go to class, I have gone through formal training through my educational institution. What is happening now is introducing the pedagogical changes in the implementation of what we are teaching now. We are only being refreshed. Actually, I don't want to call it training. We were trained already. We are being refreshed to be able to check ourselves. What is it that we were trained to do? What are we doing? What are we doing? How are we doing it now? Because in all this, it is the pedagogical approach that is key. So what we need is to be refreshed, to be capacity built, to be able to fit into the transformation. Otherwise, if it is going to call for a longer duration of time, that would mean we go back to our training institutions and begin afresh. We don't need to begin afresh. We are already trained, and we are on top of the game. What we need is to be refreshed to address the new pedagogical requirements to meet the needs of a competence-based
Our foreign
curriculum.
funders are withdrawing aid from our country. And definitely when that aid is withdrawn, we shall have an effect on the budget in education sector. Don't you think we are going to have little funding and it will orchestrate our activities as regards to education new curriculum?
Well, the new curriculum is now in its 3rd year running, and much of the refreshment of the teachers, I think, has been done to a certain level. Certainly, the budget cuts affect the economy, of which the education is part.
And it is a pillar of the country.
And being a pillar of the country, I have had people offer solutions, offer promises, offer direction on how to meet the gaps that are likely to be created by this. And in providing these solutions, in providing ways of trying to mitigate the challenges that are likely to come with these budget cuts, I am sure they are looking at education. They are looking at education, and so that if there are any adjustments, they should really continue to put education as a priority area. That there are adjustments being made to mitigate the gaps that are going to be created by this, does not affect the education system.
Oh, beyond being an educationist, beyond being a teacher here at Coral SS, you are a parent, and I'm sure you are a father.
Yeah, sure I am.
You are experiencing the unemployment levels that are taking place in this country.
Sure.
Who is to blame for all these unemployment levels? Because now the masses are educated, they have bachelor's degree, diplomas, and etc. They have nowhere to go.
Actually, this is why I said that the new competence-based curriculum took long to be implemented here. We are to blame. The policymakers should have. There are so many white papers that have been written about skills development. The unemployment situation, the day we embrace the competence-based curriculum, we shall help these learners to be able to see the challenges, situations, trends as they are, and be able to use the skills acquired. Because now the competence-based curriculum is overemphasizing skills development as opposed to knowledge-based. In the past, what we have as bachelor's degrees, we cannot do anything with what we learned. The day we are able to apply, because now we are talking about learning by doing, When I learn, I'm able to use the knowledge I have acquired to do something. The problems in the society are potential opportunities for employment. But because of the mental barriers created in us by the old curriculum, you must be looking for an office job, you must be looking for so and so, you must have known this and this, you must stay in town, you must, Such mental barriers have lowered our ability to apply the skills that are within us. And because we were not capacity built to do that, the unemployment situation continues to bite us. Should we embrace the skills development education format, then I strongly believe that we shall be able to overcome by a bigger percentage the unemployment challenge.
From a point of expertise, how do you advise the people who have been in old curriculum and already graduated and therefore they can't go back to learn the things you are going to teach? Okay. Where should they go?
No, learning is a lifelong thing. The moment you stop learning, then you are stuck. One thing I can advise them is to adopt a paradigm of flexibility. That yes, I have gone to the university, I have got a bachelor's degree, but I can learn something new. The something I can learn could be a skill that helps me apply what I have learned. And that is the advice I can give them, that they should take learning as a lifelong thing. Every day, that's the paradigm of flexibility I'm talking about. I have my degree, yes, I am not doing anything with it. What do? I think I need to learn something new. I need to learn something else, so that we look at learning as a lifelong thing, that I can acquire a new skill today, a skill that I didn't have yesterday. I can actually learn it today and be able to apply it in the situation in which I am.
In case you are given an opportunity to advise the Minister of Education and Sports, Honorable First Lady Kataha Janet Museveni, what questions would you ask her to address?
Well, the first thing, I would thank her for spearheading the introduction of a competence-based curriculum. I would also tell her that this is a baby that you have given birth to, and therefore you need to nurture this baby. That amidst all the challenges, there should be a deliberate effort. There should be a modus operandi of helping the new baby, the new competence-based baby, to grow. One, by providing resources. You are not going to tell people about ICT integration, about this and this, when there is no deliberate effort to help the facilitators, the teachers, to use it. Two, capacity building for the teachers. Let's not just demand. I'll tell her, let us not just demand for degrees. I'll request her that let's capacity build the teachers in areas that they require improvement to be able to implement learning. I can be such a good teacher, but I may not be, teaching and learning are two different things. I can be such a good teacher, but unable to create learning to take place. So I would actually request the ministry to look at opportunities that, one, capacity build the teachers, two, provide the requisite resources, the minimum requisite resources that can help the teachers and the learners achieve what is intended.
Well said and done. Are you comfortable with the prevailing salary increments? Did they increase teachers?
Well,
scientists, I guess.
Oh, yes.
So how are you give us just a brief summary and a brief comparison between science teachers and arts teachers as we wind up our discussion.
Okay. First and foremost, I think it was unfortunate. It was very, very unfortunate to take that direction. Very, very unfortunate indeed. For a teacher to cause learning to take place, because that is what takes somebody in class. The person must go there when he is a whole person, when he is mentally prepared, when the heart is in the classroom. The moment you segregate these people at that level, you are affecting their mental abilities, the spirit to work is affected. For on the good part of it, I want to say at least now they have learned that a teacher deserves to get 4 million shillings. Okay?
And you are a science teacher, you are happy.
How I wish, I'm not a science teacher. How I wish now they could implement it for all the teachers of Uganda. Now they have realized that a teacher deserves, now that they know that the teacher deserves something at that level, it would be a good thing for this country for them to wholly implement it. That is what will help the teachers to cause learning to take place. Actually, segregation in salaries is a weapon against the new competence-based curriculum. You can imagine a person who is in a transition, he is being trained to change the pedagogical approaches, then the following day you are telling him or her that you are not a very useful person. After all, you are just teaching geography, and so you are not a very useful person. For me, that sectarian implementation of the salary structure is a weapon against the new competence-based curriculum. The faster they rethink that one, the better for this country. But for now, let them know that in the staff rooms are at that level. Staff rooms are at that level. You know, you work in the same place, you do the same duties, you teach the same learners, you go to the same shops, you go to the same markets, you are expected of the same standards. But the policy and decision makers wake up one morning and they are telling you that, okay, you have the same, you work the same, you have the same qualifications, but you are not for you, okay, you can continue working under the same circumstances, but you are not good for this country. So the faster they rethink that particular thing, I think will be very good for learning to take place. Because for a teacher to cause learning to take place, the whole person must be in class.
Advise that person, advise your fellow teachers and learners in your final parting shots, those who are in new curriculum, on what they should expect, what they should do.
Well, I want to say that, again, I want to thank the Ministry of Education and National Curriculum Development Center for introducing the new competence-based curriculum. I want to request everybody, the parents, the learners, the media, and everybody to come on board. If the parent does not understand what the competence-based curriculum is, especially a parent of the old curriculum, then we may not achieve the intentions of the new curriculum. I want to request this country, each and everybody, to take interest in this. The learners to take interest in this, to apply what they are learning. Actually, to be able to learn, because the competence-based curriculum overemphasizes learning. When we were, for us in the old curriculum, it was about being taught and absorbing some knowledge, at the end of the day reproduce it. I want to advise each and everybody to think about applying what they have learned. What are you able to do with what you have learned? I want to thank you for hosting me.
Thank you so much, Mr. Stephen, for such a wonderful discussion. Thanks so much for allowing to speak to us.
Amen.
I have been speaking with an educationist here at Kololo Senior Secondary School, and he has been deliberating on matters of education. As we all know that matters of education are matters of national importance. Ivan Tukundane is my name, and this is The Ivan Show.
IT Media.
Empowering truth, inspiring change.